Lately, I've been working on updating the JavaScript course that I built earlier this year. So, I've been filming and editing a bunch of new content for it. But today, I won't be talking about the course itself as much. Instead, I'm going to share the process of how I built a website for it. I've been meaning to redo the landing page for my course because what I currently have is very simple and straight to the point. But for the updated course, I want it to be a little bit more special. So, this is what I have so far. I'm starting with a blank canvas or a blank screen, which I am sure you can relate is intimidating for all creators, whether you are a designer, an artist, a musician, or a developer. This blankness or emptiness can also be very overwhelming at times, but it is also very exciting at the same time because of the unlimited possibilities of what you can create. Currently, I do not have a vision in mind of what the design aesthetic is going to be. So I'm going to head to awards.com to see if something inspires me. It actually took me a lot of time to finally figure out what aesthetic I want. And this is what I have in my mind right now. Just a second. This is the notebook that I use to brainstorm all of my ideas, whether I am working on a new YouTube video or if I'm working on a new course. I want the landing page of my course to look like as if you're reading a page from this notebook. I have a very rough idea of how it's going to look like, and one key aspect of this design is going to be the font. So I want a stylized font that looks like handwriting. I checked out Google Fonts and I was able to find out a few fonts that I really like. But I have an idea. What if I create my own font with the help of my actual handwriting? And if the end product is not really good, I can anyways switch back to the Google Fonts. So yesterday I spent quite a few hours just building my fonts. I am using this tool called Calligrapher that turns your handwriting into fonts. All you need to do is download a template that they've provided you with. You can either print that template out and write out all of the letters using a pen or a marker, or you can do what I did instead. I filled it digitally with the help of my iPad. After you filled up your template, you just need to upload your template. It will automatically extract out the letters from that template and build a font from it. Then you can just simply download these font files and use them in your projects. I ended up creating 3 different fonts. This font I am going to use for titles. Then the next one I'm going to use for regular text like paragraphs, buttons, links, lists, and all. So this is how this looks like. And I also created a bold version for it. So I got quite excited and imported them inside of my project. And this is what the version 0 of my website is looking like. One more thing that you can see here is this grid-like background that I've added to this page. So I've used this tool called heropatterns.com that has a collection of repeatable SVG background patterns for your websites. This is absolutely for free. You can browse these different patterns and play around with the colors, and all you need to do is copy these CSS styles from here and add it to your projects. I used this graph paper one. I updated this pattern a little bit to match more closely with my actual notebook. So I worked on the website last night and I feel like everything is coming together now. Let me give you a quick walkthrough of all that I've built so far. Right away, you are able to see the fonts in action that I created. On this left section over here, where I've written the dates and everything, I've tried to represent a sticky note being pasted on a page with the help of this red dot tape. The sticky note is simply just a box with a background color, and I've added some shadows so that it looks a little bit more three-dimensional. Then next to it is an iframe to a YouTube video. Again, I have added this tape element on the right corner of it. These elements that you see here, this tape, this light bulb, this other tapes, I have downloaded them from Canva and I've positioned them with the help of CSS. The next section here is the what's included section. Here I just have some dummy text. I have to update the copywriting for this section. What I'm planning to do is to add some illustrations which I'm going to draw myself and add them inside of these sticky notes. Then the last section that I have here is regarding the curriculum of the course. So what you learned, again, this butterfly and this smiley I have downloaded from Canva. And for this bubble text effect, what I've done is wrapped each of these letters inside of a span, and to each span I've given a background color and a border radius so that it looks like sort of a bubble. And then next you have these different module sections, and this new element here that you see, I've tried to make it sort of look like I've pasted a sticker on a page. I'm using Pinterest for my design inspiration. I have saved these different journal page entries that I found on Pinterest. For example, the sticky note and the illustration idea came from this pin over here. And the bubble letters that I've created, I was inspired when I saw this image over here. One more thing, I want to add a loading animation on my website. I've seen animations in these artistic websites, but I have never created one on my own. These animations, you don't really need them. They are just to add a little bit more fun to your websites. So yesterday, I prototyped how the animation is going to look like. It's very simple. Again, it has this hand-drawn feel to it. I am not exactly sure how I am going to implement this in code. I have two ideas in my mind right now. The first one is the easiest and the simplest way. I just export this animation that I've created in Procreate into an MP4 file, and I just play this file whenever someone loads my website. The other way is to implement all of this in SVG and animate the SVG.